right, step 3. So we've got our head, body. One will be for legs, one will be for arms. I'm going to start with the legs next. So I just take one of these and I'm going to fold it in half-ish. Actually try to be really nice and close to exact. So folding it in half, we've got now 2 legs. We also need feet. We want this to be able to look realistic. So you're going to try and fold your feet a little bit so they come forward. And hopefully that you've learned that your leg is, your knee is in the middle of your leg. So halfway down. So I'm going to kind of make a little bend for a knee. Nice. It's looking so realistic already. All right. But I don't want to totally bend those yet. Just to kind of give it a little bit of a bend so I know where that knee will be. Now, here's where it really comes time to focus on the size of these things so you get the right proportion of your figure. So I've got the head, and this is the upper body, and the legs. Now, clearly this upper body is way too long, so we're going to do some measuring. Right now we know that we want the head and upper body to be the same length as the legs. So about where the feet would be, I'm going to kind of give this a little bit of a fold. Okay, it's going to start just like a right angle. It's going to start looking kind of silly. So now I know my upper body and my legs are the same size, which is going to give your figure the right proportion. We also have learned in art class that the head, if you stack it up next to your body, your body should be about 6, 7, or 8 heads tall. Now, 4th graders, students about your age, you're about 6 heads tall. Adults typically tend to be 8 heads tall. So that's where some measuring is going to come in. If I want this to be 3 heads tall and 3 heads tall, making 6, I need to measure that. So right now, I've got 1 head tall, 2 heads tall. Wow. 3 heads tall. Mine worked out. That's amazing. If yours didn't work out, you might need to squeeze your head a little bit smaller if this is too long. But careful, because you can always make your head smaller, but you can't make it bigger. So if you squeeze it too much, it's going to kind of be, too bad, so sad. Your head's just going to be too small on your figure. So I've got this the right size and proportion, and I'm ready to put these together. So I'm going to take the body and kind of hook it on to the legs, and it starts looking like this prehistoric creature here. It's got a tail, but that tail's going to disappear, don't worry. So you want to get those tight together, and I'm going to fold that up and collapse it, but that's not really going to help it stay very well. So really, really strong and pushing and kind of condensing the thickness of that aluminum. I'm wrapping the tail around the torso of the body. All right, we don't want it to get too thick. So I'm kind of really trying to squeeze that together. It's also going to make your figure stronger. Don't worry if your legs are kind of wibble wobbly. If you shake it and they kind of move and dance around a little bit, that's okay. Try to get it tight, but next week we're going to be wrapping this with plaster, the same stuff that a doctor would use if you broke your arm, which will give it a lot of strength once that's all dry. So that's it for step 3.